Hey there guys, DCRS here and welcome to part 2 of my top free-to-play cards you should be owning if you don't have it already. And also this is a card guide in a way to show you what you actually do need if you're planning on starting the game. Well, mostly if you're starting free-to-play or you want to spend stuff later on in money or gems. This is how you can actually start, and this is probably what you should aim for when you're a free-to-play player first thing. So yeah, this is the top 5 free-to-play spells you should have when playing Duel Links. So yeah, number 5 we have Polymerization. Where can you get this card? The card trader. Now, why is this an important card for number 5? Well, Polymerization is a unique card that fits into any kind of deck that uses fusion-based monsters. Polymerization is one of the first few cards ever introduced into Duel Links, and it's also one of the first few cards that was actually introduced into TCG. So the reason why you would have this as your top cards in your list is because Polymerization can be used in a lot of fusion decks, as I said before, but that's not the main thing. The thing is, it's a very good card if you're trying to farm and also play in PvP as well. It works both ways and it's very powerful when it goes off. But you use mostly a lot of resources in your hand, but that's not the point. You just bring out a bigger monster by combining 2 other monsters from your hand. Now its effect states, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using materials from your hand or your side of field as fusion materials. Very, very good card. Number 4. Oh, before we go to number 4, if you get this as a foiled up version from the card trader, like for example, you foil it up to prismatic rare, you can actually get more points when trying to get better duel achievement rewards. So yeah, I recommend getting this card as one of your top cards if you're trying to get duel point achievements, if you're trying to get more duel points. Anyway, number 4, we have Storm. Now this is an Odeon drop type of card, and where you can get it, you can only get it from the gate, which Odeon drops as a duel achievement. Why is this a good card and why is it higher ranked than Polymerization? Well, the answer to that question is Storm is a very, very powerful card and it can be used in many different ways. Odeon is, you have to unlock Odeon first. So to unlock Odeon, you need to activate a lot of trap cards and potentially get Odeon later on. Once you get unlock Odeon and you can use him at the gate, well, duel him at the gate, you can get Storm as a rare reward. Now let's read what Storm does. Destroy as many spell and trap cards you control as possible, then destroy as many spell and trap cards your opponent controls, up to the number of possible cards that are destroyed by this card effect. So let's say you destroy 1 spell and trap card other than this card. You destroy that many on your opponent's field. So they have 1, you can go for 1 for 1. Well, mostly it's a 2 for 1, but that's not the point. If this is actually a really good card if you're running a field spell based skill, because it's a free cost to use Storm card and you're not really going 1 for 1, you're mostly going skill for 1. So yeah, it's a free, in that case it'll go 1 for 1 instead of 2 for 1. So yeah, it's a very, very powerful card. I'd recommend getting this as a foil up or getting this card as a recommended card for one of your staple slots in your free to play collection, as Storm is a very, very powerful card and it can be used in many different ways. It can be used in both PvP and also used in farming as well. So yeah, really, really good. And yeah, farming as in you verse AI duelists, and also roaming duels depending on how powerful the level is. Anyway, on to number 3. We have Anti-Magic Arrows. Where can you get this? You must first unlock Arcana, and you can also unlock this by getting it as an SR ticket reward. So Arcana is a very well known character in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, and also in Duel Links as well. Also the Japanese and the Japanese version and the English version dub. Anyway, Arcana is very well known for having anti-magic arrows, and also this is a very powerful card if you don't have it yet. So what it does is, at the start of the battle phase, for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, spell trap cards and their effects cannot be activated. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. Now, cards effects mean that your opponent can't activate anything in response to anti-magic arrows. So that means they can't chain certain cards like trap cards, monster effects, anything like that. This pretty much blocks it. And also your opponent can't activate any spell and traps or their effects for the rest of this turn. Very, very strong if you're playing in PvP and also trying to OTK your opponent. There are some tickets you can actually get this from the SR tickets. Not all of them have anti-magic arrows, but I believe the ones now they do. I'm not too sure. You'll have to check you'll have to check on that, because anti-magic arrows is a very powerful card if you're going for an OTK type of deck. Because this, if they set a lot of back row, you can just play anti-magic arrows and get around all of the spell traps. So yeah, very, very recommended card, I'd say, over Polymerization and Storm. Definitely a very powerful contender. So yeah, once you unlock Arcana, you can actually get anti-magic arrows. So I recommend getting this card as a one-off. Don't get it as a free-off, because you can actually get it as a two-off. I probably recommend that as well. But yeah, anti-magic arrows is a very, very powerful card, and it's good for PvP, and also it's also good for free-to-play type of decks as well. And also, it's used for farming as well, in case your opponent has some trap cards waiting in their back spell and trap zone, and they want to activate during your attack. You can use anti-magic arrows before the battle phase has even started, or at the start of the battle phase, and you can lock down all their spell and traps so that they can't chain anything in response of your attack. So yeah, recommended card. Number 2, we have Union Attack and Secret Pass to the Treasures. Now this is a interesting slot, as in I have 2 cards instead of 1. The reason why is these cards work well with each other, because you need Secret Pass to use Great Peculiar's Vassal, which I showed in the last video, and also Union Attack, which is very, very important if you're trying to do effect damage. Where can you get this card, the Secret Pass to the Treasures? Well, you can only get it from the Ultimate Rising Booster Pack, the main box. It's required you to spend gems to get it, but it's a normal card, so that kind of fits a cheap way of getting it. But if it was rare or high, I would not recommend it, but it's a very needed card if you're playing on getting more duel points, if you're trying to get more rewards. With Union Attack, where can you get it? Well, you can get it by unlocking Yugimoto first, and then getting it as a reward at the gate. Also, you can actually get, I didn't put it in here, but you can actually get Union Attack as an SR ticket reward as well. So keep that in mind when you're getting Union Attack. If you can't get Union Attack from Yugimoto at the gate, you can actually get it as an SR ticket reward instead. So yeah, I recommend getting this card as your SR ticket reward rather than the anti-magic arrows if you had the choice. You can easily get anti-magic arrows from Arcana, but it's not that easy to get for Union Attack. So this card is absolutely needed. So what does Secret Pass to the Treasure do? Well, you can target or select one face-up monster with an attack equal to 1000 points or less on your side of the field. During this turn, it can attack directly. With Union Attack, target one face-up monster you control, add up to the total attack of all other face-up attack position monsters you currently control, Then during the battle phase of this turn, only the monster gains that much attack, but cannot inflict battle damage to your opponent. Also, other face-up attack position monsters cannot attack. So Union Attack is a very good card if you're comboing it off with Secret Pass with Gravekeeper's Vassal. So yeah, very good combo, and also you can get more points from that. Anyway, our number 1 slot for spells is, you probably should have guessed it by now, but it's Enemy Controller. This card is the most recommended card you should own for free to play. So, what does Enemy Controller do? You can activate one of these effects. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change that target's battle position. Also, it has another effect, so you can only activate one of them, you can't activate both. Tribute one monster, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of that target until the end phase. So yeah, where can you get this card? Well, there are 2 ways you can actually get it. You can unlock it by an SR ticket reward, or you can dual Seto Kaiba at the gate and get the reward there. It's more difficult to get as a dual assessment drop from Seto Kaiba, but it's probably recommended you use your SR ticket when you first start up the game to use it on Enemy Controller, because this is a mandatory staple. Well, not a staple, but it's a very good card if you're planning on playing competitively later on. So yeah, these are the top 5 cards I'd recommend you to get if you're playing free to play or collecting stuff to set a goal. Anyway, this is DCRS, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and that will be the top 5 traps you should own for free to play. See you guys.